Recording in progress.
All right, welcome in. So today is week 2. We're having a conversation on faith and visualization of your desired state. Basically, what it is having faith. So we went over desire last week. This week is faith. Faith kind of gets misconstrued with the idea of like hope, but faith is actually a practice. And the reason it's a practice is because we have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. There are two sides. One side is selective, which is the conscious mind, and we have our subconscious mind, which is non-selective but creative. It actually reproduces the reality that we're in on a daily basis. And how that really works is in our conscious mind, we're able to choose what it is we want to run on a daily basis. So our subconscious mind is non-selective and it runs about 95% of our actions and our habits. Our conscious mind is 5%. And as we go throughout our day, our subconscious mind kind of runs like a computer program where everything that goes inside the subconscious mind runs an assumption that plays out throughout your day. So you could, for example, go through the day thinking that people are mean and no one really likes you and no one wants to be around you. And you'll kind of reflect that throughout your day because that's your assumption based off of anyone's moves or actions. So someone could send you a text message saying, hey, like I'm busy today, I can't hang out. And you can construe that being like, fuck, they hate me, everything's terrible. And like, that's just how life is. And then you see that throughout all of your relationships. Or you could see it in a way where it's like, everyone loves me, I'm having a great time, everyone wants to hang out with me all the time, and you start noticing more people are texting you, more people are calling you. You actually, if someone says they're not down to hang out, you actually text more people and get super excited. And that feeling goes into the subconscious mind and it reproduces itself in the physical world. A lot of people like to do it with money. For example, this is called autosuggestion, where every single time that I choose to have a thought that's negative, like, oh, like money's hard or like things are difficult, I usually replace it with the idea, I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. And this continues to be true. I'm actually able to see like TikTok shop, like affiliates are giving me money so I can start promoting more products. I start seeing like more products are selling. I see like more hats are selling or people are in the group or something like that. And it really does reflect when you're in the real world. I even see money on the floor. I see money everywhere now. And it's really, really nice because that's the program that I'm running off of. And where this comes into faith is not sitting back and like, I hope this happens. You have to know it to happen. You have to will it to happen. You have to be it to happen. And this comes into meditation. And meditation is really, really cool. But what it is it's putting you in a hypnotic state where your subconscious mind, you have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And then you have there's basically a guard between the subconscious and the conscious mind that prevents any other suggestions entering. And you need to make yourself more susceptible to receiving any suggestions. They call it the critical factor in hypnosis, where you're actually able to put in whatever program it is that you want so that you can live the life the way you want to. Because really all you're seeing is a very small portion of what the world has to provide, and all of your assumptions lead to your next actions and your feelings. So let's talk about the practices. Let me look at the little notes real fast. So let's explain the hypnotic state just a little bit. So the hypnotic state happens just before you go to sleep. It's called alpha. It's basically where we're the most susceptible, and our minds allow us to get more suggestions. It's kind of like subliminal messaging does it as well. Right before you go to sleep, this is the visualization part where you lay down right before you go to sleep. And then you actually outpicture the world that you want to be in, regardless of the state that you're in currently, which is the most difficult part because you need to express and imagine the world the way you want it to be prior to it actually being that way so you can start acting that way. If you act as if, then the thing starts moving towards you because we attract, we don't chase things in the world. We just picture the world the way we want it to be and it'll just happen for us. For example, let's see. Like I was telling you guys last week, I had a dream where I had picked up an RV and I knocked on doors. And in order for me to think that was possible, I couldn't have the idea in my head that everyone's gonna fucking hate me and tell me to get off the door and they're never gonna sell me an RV. Or else one, I wouldn't go knock on doors, and two, I wouldn't have gotten the RV that I really wanted. I wouldn't have drove the 7 hours, started knocking on doors and asking people, especially the guy that I got the RV from because I thought it was a $30,000 RV. But I could not have the no mentality. I had to expect it to be that way in order for me to actually receive the thing. Another example would be like this laptop that I was super excited to get. it was like a $1,500 laptop, but I was like, I want to get it for $1,000. So I had to assume that $1,000 was going to work, or else I wouldn't get the laptop for the price that I wanted. So I had to like look on Facebook Marketplace, do the actions. And what you're starting to see is my actions change. Once I say that something is possible, my actions decide to change. If I start thinking that this thing is not possible, therefore I start acting in a way that makes it not possible. I start proving it to myself, and we want to be right all the time. And what you need to do is start laying down, out picturing what it is you want to see in your reality and make it seem possible to yourself so that you start acting on it. What's really going on is you are actively acting on your progression or on your success or on your achievements or on your goals. And that's what we need to get you to do. And the first thing is to believe that you can. And to believe that you can, you have to already have an out picture of it. It's also called shadow boxing. Maxwell Maltz talks about it a lot in his book, Psycho-Cybernetics, where basically all of our habits happen from our dreams. And right before we go to sleep and when we visualize, we have already played out the scene, and so we naturally act out the method in order to get it. We fully realize that our thoughts and our actions are linked. And so, let's talk about what's up next. Some of the best practices I've used in order to get myself to do things habitually is on the back of my phone, I have a card that actually says my goal. Every single night and every single morning, I speak about my goal. I speak it out. There's actually a formula for that, but that's in our next chapter, auto-suggestion, where every single day you repeat the same mantra over and over and over and over and over again until your subconscious mind takes it for fact and then starts acting on it. Let's see. It's another good practice that I use. I think by far my favorite practice is I do a lot of videography. And so anytime I picture a video or something that I want to do, I have to actively play it out in my mind in a way that I want it to be done. So for videography, it's very, very easy to outpicture those things, and I do it for the rest of the world too. Like, I had this drone at my father's house that I wanted to get up to Salt Lake City so I could do a shoot. Obviously, he wasn't gonna like ship it in the mail, and I didn't really feel like driving for 6 hours. So I had to like picture in my mind how I was gonna get it, and I thought of a couple of ways. But this is where the subconscious mind gets really crazy. I happened to text the exact perfect person that was headed to Vegas, and he could pick up the drone. And then he happened to have a friend that also drove all the way to Salt Lake City to hand me the drone. That was doing it that exact same weekend. But I wouldn't have texted the right person had I not out-pictured it and put out that energy already. And that's kind of the power of the subconscious mind. It makes you choose the right decision so that you can out-picture the world the way that you wanted it to, which is awesome. Let's see. Another thing that I really like to do is every single morning, without fail, I had stopped doing this so I could take more action in the mornings, but in order to get myself on this movement of action, I would listen to The Secret by Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. It's about a 35-minute audio tape where he kind of explains to you how your thoughts manifest into the real world, how we become our thoughts, how a man is what he thinks. And that's probably one of the most important things that I've done because it really helped put thoughts into my mind throughout the day. I would wake up and I'd be thinking a negative thought and I could just hear Earl Nightingale's voice pop into my mind and I'd be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. This can work that way. Or if I'm ever getting self-doubt and he's like, don't worry, I can hear it inside my mind. Earl Nightingale just saying, don't worry. And I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. Above all else, don't worry. And I was like, all right, cool. And it helps me get throughout the day, just feel better. One really good book. It's called A Feeling's a Secret. This is another 35-minute audio tape. It's by Neville Goddard. And he goes in and explains how to do self-hypnosis. They don't explain it being self-hypnosis, but he expresses the idea between the male conscious mind and the female subconscious mind and how they help out-picture the reality. And a lot of it comes from sitting down, imagining your world to be, not trying, not wishing, not hoping, not praying. It is a state of prayer, but the way that I think a lot of people express prayer lately is like you're hoping for something to happen or you're trying, and trying insinuates failure, and so does like praying now. It's almost like synonymous, but it's a state of meditation, hypnosis, and prayer. If you can separate the definition of prayer from being like, please let this happen, versus being accepted and ready to receive the thing that you want. The main part about prayer is it's not asking for something, but it's being grateful for what you have and thanking the universe for giving you what you want, because it will give you what you want. And that's the same thing with meditation. You're not begging for something in meditation, you're getting ready for its receival. I watched a really cool video where it was like, imagine the love of your life was coming to your house on Monday. How would you act? How would you dress? How would your hair get cut? How would your body be groomed? How would you start acting? How would you start speaking? How would you clean your house? What would you do? And it's kind of the same thing with the thing that you're getting, because it places you in the energy of actually receiving the thing. And that's what we're trying to do here with faith and visualization. Faith isn't blind hope or belief. It's knowing. It is knowing that what you're doing is dragging you in the right direction of where you want to go. It's knowing that the universe is going to be there exactly what you want. And the craziest part about it is we're constantly receiving the things that we want, whether we like to decide to say that we know or not. So we always have to be conscious of who are we around, what kind of things are being put into our minds, how are we being subliminally messaged in order to move in a certain direction, and make sure that you're in control of that. And having faith is being the internal to external cause. Instead of letting the world give you all of these external fuck yous, it's I'm deciding how I want the world to be, and from there you create the world that you want because you've already visualized it from internally rather than external factors telling you you can't or it doesn't work or this is how the world is. No, you picture it in a way that this is how I want the world to be, and then habitually you'll be there. You have and then you receive. You don't receive and then you have. It's the exact opposite. You attract, you don't chase. This is a movement of learning how to be the thing before you have the thing. And really, that's about all I have for you. There's a self-confidence formula that I would read every single day. And that's in chapter 2 of Think and Grow Rich. And you guys can go ahead and read that. This is where you can start understanding a little bit more of what faith is and how you can start seeing it out picture in your actual life, which is really nice. And yeah, that's really all we got for today. From my heart to yours, I love you. And just a little fun fact, just so you guys know, right now I'm actually practicing faith because I'm being the thing that I want to be, right? Right now I'm in Lake Havasu. I'm filming this 2 o'clock group meeting regardless of what's going on. I'm with a bunch of friends. I set up the whole setup and I'm taking notes right here. I'm doing it shirt off, doesn't matter. So you guys have to realize this is not a state of confidence, but this is a state of being. This is a state of acting. This is a state of knowing and willing what I want to happen. I could have a million excuses for why I should not be doing this freaking group call right now, but I am. And so you have to realize it's like I don't really care about how my hair looks or what my body looks like right now, even though I look at my abs. But we just gotta start cultivating the idea of action. Taking action in every step of the way that we go, no matter what the consequences are. Imaginary, because all of your thinking are just negative consequences that don't exist, and 99% of it doesn't happen anyway. So you just have to start acting. And I'll see more results from this video that I'm making right now than I will ever see from any results of me saying, oh, I can't do it because I don't have a shirt right now, or I'm in Lake Havasu, or whatever, I'm a little tipsy. Doesn't matter at all in any way, shape, or form. Every single day you need to take action regardless of the circumstances. You need to create your own circumstances and be the thing you want to be. So, with that being said, I love you. Cheers.